Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. It's the Ed August Astrology and Tarot Show. And hello everybody, tonight this is our Thursday night feature. We're also here on Tuesday at 12 noon Mountain Time and Friday on 12 noon Mountain Time, which means I'll be back here again tomorrow. Today has been a quirky day. I tell you, the sun is coming up to oppose my Mars, and therefore everything has been rushed. It's been kind of wacky. I don't know if you ever have days like that, but it's just, I got on here with 2 minutes before showtime, and it's transits, guys. Transits can make you or break you, depending on what you're trying to do at any given time, right? But anyway, I've had an interesting week. I was watching a 3-hour video the other day by a person by the name of Dr. Stephen Greer, and he began as an MD and quite an MD, but he migrated. He decided at some point that he didn't want to be an MD anymore. He wanted to research UFOs. And, I'm not completely sure what the thinking was behind that. What an interesting guy. He's charming as all get out. I'm looking at his chart. He was born in June of, I guess I might as well say June 28th of 1955. I'm just going to spend a few minutes on it because I just couldn't help noticing that there's no callers, folks. There's no callers right now. We didn't get our message out fast enough to Twitter, and there's been all kinds of problems during the last few days with Google and with a lot of websites. Things have just been freaking slow, just slow. It seems to take a minute or two to go to different websites when it used to take like 5 seconds. But anyway, I do have Dr. Greer's chart in front of me, and it is, on public record, and so that's why I can do this, and he's a well-known personality who's testified before. I don't know if he's actually testified before Congress, but he did. He's been very active in the ufology and talking about his experiences with UFOs. Been able to do both films and some writing. And one of the things that lets him do that is that he was born with Mercury, the planet of the mind, with communication, writing, filming, in a close conjunction to Mercury. Mercury is a wonderful, Mercury is in a close conjunction with Venus. And Mercury and Venus together typically gives a love for talk, for chat, for debate, for discussion, for writing, publishing, and everything. Well, after getting into ufology, he evolved a whole database of information and his ideas about how people should handle UFOs and extraterrestrials. And he began doing some wonderful, what do you call it? It's not exactly... Do you know what Deepak Chopra does? He gets people together for a weekend. Huh? Yeah, conferences. Yeah, he puts on conferences. And you got to admire him because there's a conference of his that's coming to the Tucson area in the month of May. And I don't know what he's charging for that one, but I know that some of he's charging $3,200 to get together with people. They I guess he teaches them what he can, has some classes with them, then they go out at night under the stars and they try to manifest UFOs. They try to attract UFOs. His belief is that if you think about it enough, think about it really hard, and get into a very meditative state, sort of like something between the Hindu and the Buddhist, condition of the mind that lets you do that you will attract, or especially a group of people at night out on the desert, will attract UFOs. And that seems to be exactly what he's doing. And there's films I've seen of people saying, yeah, it flew right over here. There it was, or there it is. Or it's showing a beam down on us or whatever. And I don't know, maybe they've been smoking something, or maybe they really saw UFOs. But what I'm getting at is his chart makes it wonderfully possible he can do that. he had the Venus and Mercury, which is so good. I envy it. I envy the fact that he has them in a trine, that's 120 degrees, to the moon and Neptune. And the moon and Neptune is so not a doctor. That is more a mystic. He's got this incredible mystic, potential, sort of a psychic energy about him. Of course he wants to link up with extraterrestrials or little people or whatever, As a matter of fact, speaking of little people, I saw quite a bit on the show about this 7-inch long ET that was taken to Stanford, and doctors there looked at it, and it's got 10 ribs instead of 12 ribs, and it's got a big head on it, beady eyes, and watch the movie Sirius, Sirus. IUS, isn't that what I said? On YouTube, and you'll enjoy it. But I'm not for sure that is an extraterrestrial. It has some human DNA, and it was somewhere from the plains of Peru, and that's where it was found. And it seems to be maybe 100 years old, and it could be an infant or a fetus, but it's not for sure. Not for sure what that is. But anyway, that mystical side of him is just amazing. Moon conjunction Neptune. Yeah, I usually see that in artists and poets and musicians. So Dr. Stephen Greer has that combination with Mercury. So Mercury trine moon makes a person very curious, very bright, brilliant. It's brilliant. The light of the moon is shining on Mercury, the planet of the mind. That's as good as, like, the other good thing is if you have Mercury in a conjunction with the moon when you're born. Remember, Mercury was the messenger god, Flew around, big grown-up Cupid, really. And anyway, then Venus is in a charming aspect with Neptune and the moon, and that's what makes him charming, and people just seem to kind of just roll over, and so he's got a lot of fans. But I'm also looking in his chart that he's got Mars conjunction Uranus, and that makes for real scientific ability. It's also good for mechanical things. This is a guy who could repair a car. Next time that your oil filter gives out or your axle breaks or something, hope that Dr. Stephen Greer is in the neighborhood because he could fix it. That's because Mars, the planet of work and energy and masculine energy, is in conjunction with Uranus, which is the planet of the unusual, but also anything that is after the French Revolution, all the mechanical stuff, all the things having to do with the Industrial Revolution, okay? The Industrial Revolution is Uranian. Brilliant ideas are Uranian. He's got Mars and Uranus together, and they are in a bad aspect with his moon and Neptune. Now, the moon and Neptune, remember, that is the mystic side. But Mars and Uranus are hard-nosed and really down to earth, incredibly practical. So at some point in his life, I think these two forces, or actually it's 4 forces because 4 planets, were sort of like struggling. Which is it going to be? The Mars-Uranus is the technologist, is the person who has the technical abilities to do surgery, for example. So that's why he was an MD. I don't know if he did surgery or not, but he has it in him to do that. God, I just love looking at charts like this because by looking at the major conjunctions, I can see, oh, wow, okay. I also see that his Mercury and Venus are close to the South Lunar Node. The South Lunar Node is also known as the tail of the dragon. It has to do with old stuff that needs to get out of the system, needs to be manifested and then gotten rid of. So I think with Mercury conjunction, the South Node, he wants to contact the extraterrestrials. He wants to have a close encounter of the 5th kind, which is where they come to you and you go to them and everybody's happy. But he needs to do that. That is actually something that is past the time that it should have been done. This is not something new for him. This is something old for him. This is something that requires some attention, and he should be very good with that. Well, I wish him good luck, and the only thing I know that I'm not going to be able to do is to spend $3,200 to go out there with some other UFO enthusiasts, and sit in the desert and hoping, waiting to see a UFO. But I admire that. It reminds me of there was a conference in Sedona featuring Deepak Chopra, and somebody said, Ed, we should go up there and see that. That sounds so cool. That's also the place where they have those smokehouses. Do you remember that smokehouse incident that happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago, where people were in a smokehouse and a couple of them died? Not that Deepak Chopra would do anything like that, but anyway, now his seminar was $4,500, I believe. Well, I don't know. I know there's wealthy people out there. God bless them. I just know that neither myself or 97% of the people that I know would ever be able to go for something like that. I'm going to take a phone call. First, what I'd like to do is just look at my, just flash one of these little commercials at you. I got to put a commercial in here somewhere. I'll be right back.
It's a great day to get some answers from the serendipitous and mysterious world of the tarot, or the celestial orbs that are around us right now that I see in your astrology. Have a reading with me. Contact me at edaugusts.com. That's edaugusts.com. Or you could even give me a phone call at 520-305-8768 after the show is over. That's 520-305-8768. I would love to help you. When I do a reading, there's usually a 1-day turnaround or less. Yes, I can do the complete reading for you within 1 day. Look for my prices and other features on my website. Thank you so much. Hope to hear from you soon.
Well, it was fun taking a look at Dr. Greer's chart, and actually I was doing that to burn some time because we don't have very many calls tonight. But I did want to mention that this is very unlike the things I usually do. Usually what I do is I compare two people for compatibility, or I look at, 90% of the time it's a woman's chart, and I say, okay, you're going through a Saturn transit or you're going through a Venus transit. Venus and Mars are just around the corner, and you're going to have the time of your life. I can see that with the transits. And I can also help prevent bad relationships, or I can diagnose relationships either before you get into them, during the start of the relationship, or during the end of a relationship, or 5 years after the relationship when you're trying to figure out, hey, what happened? Why was I even with that guy? That's one of the tools of astrology. It's so easy for me. I've been doing this about 40 years. Now, the thing that's interesting tonight is that I'm going to be doing some tarot, probably tarot if they ask me for it, from my first caller. And that caller is from the 858 area code. Hello, good evening to you.
Oh, good evening. Thank you so much for taking my phone call. How are you tonight?
Oh, very good, thank you. And it's beautiful. Where is this area code, 858? Where are you at?
Oh, it's Orange County, California.
Oh, that's great. Orange County. I've been there. I think I spent. Oh, what was that? What was that street? It's some street that goes right past Disneyland. Right there in Buena. What? Oh, gee, I don't know. It's been a while. I'm trying to think of some of the beautiful towns there. Laguna Beach, Dana Point.
Oh yeah. I love Dana Point.
Yes. Sure. What is that one? Oh boy, I'm just tongue-tied right now for some reason. Something just fell on me, actually. This cup fell on me. Okay. It's a weird day. Like I said, the moon is closing in on my Mars right now, so these kind of things happen. What's your first name?
My name is Anne.
Anne. And what can I help you with tonight? Is there any special question or area that you're interested in getting some answers for?
Yes, I would like to ask you if you see a substantial, like a serious love relationship in 2017. Okay. I'm not looking just for casual dating or something like that. I'm looking for a serious one, like a life partner.
Then I won't tell you to go to Plenty of Fish or Match.com or anything like that. You want something solid and permanent. That's great. So, Anne, Orange County. I'm going to shuffle the cards once. I'm going to shuffle them again while thinking about you. And the third time. And now, where would you like me to cut these cards? Near the top, a third of the way down, half the way down? Where do you see me cutting the cards?
Up, and then what else?
No, in other words, near the top. Near the top. Does that sound good?
Top.
I can do that. Yes, I can do that. Okay, that's very interesting. Well, are you sure that there isn't someone special that you've been with already that might be someone who's coming back into your life? Because the first card that I get is the Four of Wands. It shows a celebration. It shows almost like a homecoming, like somebody's coming back to you from somewhere far away. Have you been maybe corresponding with someone or calling or messaging someone out of town?
There is a person, there is a man, there is a gentleman that I've known for a very long time, and we do correspond from time, but it didn't go anywhere because he was not available. He had a woman in his house. But we stayed friends on it, so I told him I'm not interested in someone who has already someone.
Sure.
So I would like someone who will be living with me in my house. So that's why we stopped.
Well, now this
about.
But you see, you get along with him fine. You get along with him fine. You guys get along.
I was
so really, the problem
to him. I guess he was attracted to me, but no, I didn't see much future there.
You know what? It was a technical matter. I'm going to try to, maybe I'm joking a little bit, but the technical problem was that he was living with another woman. So you know what? You could solve that. Women solve that problem all the time. They go out with the guy, they like the guy, they want the guy, and next thing you know, the guy leaves the woman that he's with and he moves in with them. I know that's not pretty, it's not nice, but that is what happens in life. You know why I'm saying that don't say goodbye to this guy yet? Is because the second card is the Pope, the Hierophant. It means marriage. It means marriage. So what I get from this first card and second card is all you have to do is get together, get back together, see more of each other. Don't say like he's not qualified. I'm disqualifying him because he's living with another woman. There might be a way out of that, especially if you don't have another guy that's hitting on you or calling you or talking with you, nobody else that you're attracted, because it looks to me like you're actually going to be married sooner than later because you're interested in marriage, you're interested in a partnership, a solid relationship, and that is the second card. The second card is the Pope. He's the Bishop of Rome. He's got his one hand up. He's blessing you. He's blessing you. That means that, and there's two people standing in front of him. That means that there could be a marriage. I don't know how that would happen so soon, but the cards are very positive. Now, the third card is what really makes me think that you need to do something soon. There's somebody not far away, and that is because the third card is the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups, if you're familiar with it, has a rainbow in the sky with golden cups on it, 10 golden cups. And then in the bottom part of the cup, there's a man and a woman of middle years, 30s, 40s. They're standing there. They have their arms spread. They're looking at a scene with a home, a lawn or a meadow. It's a nice place. And there's a couple little kids, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have kids. But definitely, it's a family. It's a happy family scene. Now, I haven't found one.
Yes.
I
will probably need some clarification. There is also another person, another man in my life, and we were married before, but he is kind of friendly, even if we don't have a romantic attachment anymore. But we're just good friends. He helped me when I was in a difficult situation. I helped him, and he has office close to my house. But we don't have any romantic attachment. Do you think that could be him coming back, or that's the guy that I was romantically interested, and he was.
You know what? I'm going to quickly. Yes. I'm going to quickly shuffle and see, because what you just asked me is, could it be him who is your ex-husband, coming back into your life, and you're still in a decent relationship. You can talk with him, etc.
We're a very good relationship, like friends. He is not romantically, like we don't have any romantic issues, but still we're helping each other as much as we can. He is kind of special person in my life.
That's wonderful. Yes.
So.
Yes.
You know, I was thinking about getting back with him, but he never offered anything. So I was not sure. Maybe he was interested in someone else, or maybe he just, I don't, but honestly,
he seems to think that you're not available.
I have more feelings for guy number 1 than for guy number 2. Than for
guy number 2 being the ex that you're, on speaking terms with, but doesn't seem to really be a strong attraction right now. I think that he thinks that you don't want him, or he thinks that you're tied up in some way, because what I get is the 8 of Swords, where a woman is blindfolded, she's tied up, she's got swords around her, and it's just a very uncomfortable card. The card for him, he's kind of looking the other direction. He is a knight. He's looking for someone. He doesn't have a clue that you're available for something like that. His mind is on something else. So you see, I think that he is in the ballpark, and you could definitely start something with him. But really, the first guy is more suitable, and he's a little bit more playful. We've got the Page of Wands there, so he wants to have some fun. He wants to go out and enjoy himself, So what would it take for you to get closer with man number 1? What would you need to do? What do you think?
Well, I probably need to respond to the email, but I told him I'm pretty busy because we had.
You know what? I got to tell you, darling. And if you don't,
I told him I'm available at this time to talk because I'm just busy, because I know that it will be all the same old story that I want to go out and then he has someone in his house, and I told him no, I'm not playing these games.
Does he give you any hope at all for maybe moving her out of his house? For maybe, I
think it's a money situation, that the woman makes lots of money and there is some kind of financial tie there. But that's why I didn't even want to compete with this woman.
Yeah. Wow. Well, without being able to spend the time to look at your astrology, which would be probably very helpful, but I just can't on the radio show. That's why I never actually do astrology for people on the radio show. Then it's hard. It's hard. But you have everything positive for you this year, for you to start the year by yourself and end the year married and living with someone. It might be gentleman number 1. It might be gentleman number 2. And then if I cut the cards again, let's see, gentleman number 3. There's even a gentleman number 3. There's even a Page of Cups, which is a guy who basically wants to party and have a good time. So I have no doubt that once you start feeling that you're more available, start feeling that either of these men might be suitable for you, that you could end up having.
That situation with guy number 1 that you saw for the first, at the very beginning, so you feel that he is still involved with that woman, or maybe something has changed? He's not that kind of person that is very open either.
When's the last time you talked with him? You said that you had not responded to his emails at a certain point, right? So when's the last time?
Well, I don't ask him each time when he talks to me. I don't ask him about his living situation. We talked about a year ago, and I told him my what I want and how I want. So when he talks to me, I just why would I ask him each month about this? He talks to me. We talk in the email, but I don't ask him.
Well, let me give you a clue.
If he talks to me, he just talks to me, but
what I see is that it's possible that he is living with her, and that, as you said, it's a financial relationship. It's totally financial. She's in business. She's making money. She's making good money. They're living together. They may not have any kind of sex life together, none at all. So that's one thing that maybe you could ascertain. If you found out that he was just living with her as a roommate and just to be able to pay the rent more easily and everything. And that's why he was interested in you. That's why he came on to you, was interested and contacted you and kept wanting to talk to you. He's not having a sexual relationship with her. I think that they're just having a financial thing. So that means that goes along with the reading that I saw for you. If you can answer that question, then there's no reason why you couldn't start seeing him. And, you know, at the time when your relationship with him gets interesting enough and deep enough and you feel love for each other, then, of course, he will move away from her, or she'll move away from him. How far away does he live? Does he live within a few miles, or how close is he?
Well, a few miles, but when we talked to him about a year ago, I was under the impression that he didn't plan to leave here. There was something else that I didn't know. I don't know. So she had like a special place in his life. I'm
so sorry to hear that, but yeah, but I still think that he would not be trying to get together with you if he was happy with her. If he's happy with her, living with her, you know, I don't believe that he would try to get intimate with you and really close with you and date you if he wasn't available in some way. Listen, you're going to have to make some. Yes.
I was thinking the same at the beginning, but then I just came to a conclusion that he's probably just was looking for entertainment on the side, and I was
maybe, but don't take anything for granted like that. That's negative about yourself. Be more positive. Be more affirmative. Be more adventurous. Because if you're like that with other guys, you know, you're not going to get another guy. I mean, you have to be more willing to go out there, put on those high heels, go out there, dance, sing, have a glass, you know, go to some classes or whatever to meet somebody. That's just in case these two guys are not it. Now, the other guy, as you say, maybe it seems that he's the one that you used to be married to. Look at you. You once married him. You guys once lived together. And you could have had a family, I guess. I don't know if you raised kids or not, but you were married to him. That means that of course the two of you are compatible in some ways. Now maybe after a few years now he's changed, you've changed. Maybe you could get back together with him. Listen, I've got to go, or I won't be able to do a reading for anybody else. I got one more person on the line.
Yeah, you know, you've been so generous. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Yeah, contact
you.
me sometime. Thank you so much. Okay, bye now. And with just a few minutes left, we're going to go to the 917, who's been waiting for 12 minutes. Hello, area code 917. How are you tonight? Hello, 917. Hello, 917. I'm going to have to go to 914. Hi, 914.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
Hi. Thank you.
And where's that 914 area code?
New York.
New York? And what can I do for you tonight? What's your first name? What's your first name, please?
My first name is Kathy.
Kathy,
Yeah.
I'm getting a tap here that's 90 seconds to go. So ask me a question.
Okay.
What can I answer for you with the tarot cards? Give me a simple question.
Sure. Yes, it's really fast. I'm finishing up a project, and I'm wondering if you see my friend with the letter C helping me complete it, who's a Capricorn, or
Capricorn?
my friend
C
with
for
the
Capricorn?
letter A.
C or A completing your project. Kathy in New York.
And the A is the
Hold on,
Aquarius.
I've got to shuffle right now. I got to do it right now, Kathy. Sorry. So let's see before they take me off the air here. The first one that you mentioned was the letter C. Okay, I'm getting two cards. I'm getting one is going to be cautious. The first name that you mentioned has the 9 of wands. That's cautious. But the second guy is the lovers, and this lovers means that you could. But you know what? You can deal with both of them, because the chariot means you're very creative, and you can run this thing in such a way that you can take advantage of both of them somehow partnering and helping you. One of them is probably going to end up being a lover or a very special friend. And the other one, you're going to have to get to know them better. It might not happen right away. I am so sorry. Let's talk another time. Bless you. Thank you for calling. And with that, I've got to go. And thanks very much. I'll be here tomorrow at 12 noon Mountain Time, 2 o'clock in the East. And here's my sign-off. Thanks, folks.
So if I kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight, would you pardon me? Come tiptoe through the tulips with me.